Welcome to another installment of the Brandon Peters Show, summer of 2004 at 20 music video companion series. Returning today, we have our voice of the show and from the Bob and Tom Show, Jessica Alsman.
Well, hello, Brandon. How'd you do that? Brandon Peters?
Brandon Peters.
Peters? Sorry.
Peters.
It's your unsolved mysteries. Where did Brandon Peters
Oh,
go?
yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
we were just before this talking about unsolved mysteries for a bit and forensic files and stuff. So maybe one day Jessica and I do a show talking about that stuff. You want
Maybe
to
we
hear?
could do one about D12 because, sorry,
Mm,
spoiler. Sorry. I'm
what
jumping ahead.
happened?
Jumping ahead. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
D12, my band. That is the episode today. But first, Jessica, the Monday movies that we talked about on the
Okay.
episode this week. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of all four of these.
Okay.
Possibly, yeah. Well, I'm gonna wager there's a better chance you have than maybe, and for anyone than any other week here because you got four known movies: Soul Plane,
Yes.
Saved,
Oh, yeah. I am filled with Christ's love.
yes, Raising Helen,
Maybe if I see the
Kate
poster.
Hudson, and
Who else is with her?
The guy from Sex and the City, not Mr. Big, but the other one that she,
Aiden?
yeah,
The one that played Aiden?
mm-hmm.
Okay. I did
And
not see it.
no, oh, and The Day After Tomorrow.
Gosh, I
Jake,
hate that.
you didn't like that movie?
No, I don't like into the world stuff like that.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But those are
But
the four
I
movies.
know of it.
Okay,
The
did you?
Racing Helen, I forgot all about. I don't even think I remember that.
Yeah, she inherits her sister dies, and she is willed their kids, and it's her and Joan Cusack is the other sister, and she works at some like cool magazine place, and her boss is Helen Mirren, and she's got to raise these kids. She doesn't know how. She's a single lady in her 20s. What am I doing? And yeah, her kids takes them to like a religious school that Aiden from Sex and the City is the priest or reverend or something at. And she's trying to make a life doing all the things.
Oh,
Yeah.
so she works at a magazine. That's funny. Just like
Yes.
How to Lose a Guy in 10
10
Days.
days. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
That was
like
a magazine, right?
yeah. Yeah. She was writing that article.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just
She
like
found her niche.
Jennifer Garner, 13 going on 30, working at a cool
It
magazine.
was a hot thing what girls wanted to do, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Just want to,
In the 90s, so when they grew up, they could do that in
posh
2004.
fashion, all the cool stuff. So yeah. Um, all right. So did you see any of these?
I Saved. That was a good one.
Yep. Save was
What
a
was the
good one.
first one? I already forgot.
Soul Plane.
I didn't.
Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, no.
Saved was the best of the bunch, though. I like that movie quite a bit. Quite a
It
bit.
was
It
fun. I think
holds
I
up
was
pretty
late
good.
to it, but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I had to drive. I think I had to drive because I was living in Muncie, going to Ball State at the time. I think I had to drive to Anderson to see it. I don't think it was playing in Muncie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had
It
to
was like
drive.
Mandy Moore being kind of bad too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
which was a big deal. It's like she's sweet, sweet Mandy Moore.
it was good. I'm a big fan of that movie. And yeah, so good stuff here. My band. This is the lead single from D12 on their second and final album called D12 World. It is also featured the single How Come? This song was certified gold in the US and peaked at number 6 on the Hot 100. Um, Before we get in the music video, this kind of like Jessica, like this was kind of a cadence in the rap world at the time. Was like somebody gets big and then we get to meet their group with other
Mm-hmm.
rappers, and then they make like there's the one rapper who's big makes his album, he becomes a hit, and then they make the group album, and then hopefully those other guys make albums that you hear as well. Like I feel like
Okay.
that's how it worked because we had
Okay, so Drew Hill and
mhm,
Cisco, right?
yep, yep,
I
yep,
didn't know Drew Hill was a band.
mm-hmm,
And so when I heard Wild Wild West with Will Smith,
yep,
and I could hear Cisco singing in the background, I'm like, that's
mm-hmm,
Cisco. Why do they keep saying Drew Hill? Oh, Drew Hill must be his real name. Okay, I got it. And then
mm-hmm.
I don't know how old I was when I
Yeah,
realized. I think it was with Donnie, so maybe it's only a few years ago. I was like, wait, Cisco's real name isn't Drew Hill. He's like, Drew Hill's the band.
yeah,
And I'm like, what? So I'm just like an idiot, complete idiot. He's like, there's other guys in that music video. I'm like, I just thought they were background singers as well. I thought it was featuring Cisco and Will Smith. But if that's the same situation, I'm on board. I get it. But
yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah. There's
I'm an
other things
idiot.
like that. Like there was a Jodeci, and then from them came Casey and JoJo,
Oh yeah.
and I think someone else came from Jodeci. I can't remember the other names, but I know Casey and JoJo came from there. But like we had with this, you had um like Nelly came out, and then
Hmm.
you heard of the Saint. Then you got the Saint Lunatics.
Yeah.
That was the one. And then you had Juvenile came out, and then you had the Cash Money Millionaires. You had Master P come out, and you had all the No Limit people, and it's like they had groups.
Okay.
But like you get one, and then you get the group album, and then they split out, and you're like, okay, who are all these people? Yeah, like there's DMX, and then you got the Rough Riders,
Hmm.
or yeah, I said it right. I don't think it's Riders. I think it's Riders like that. So but yeah, from then yeah, so you had DMX, and
Okay.
on the Rough Riders, you got to meet Eve, you got to meet who is some of the Dragon, Swizz Beats, like all those guys, you meet them. So you didn't start with the band and then get solo albums. You started with one guy and then you met the rest and got the solo. So Eminem comes out and then you meet D12. And they had that previous album that had that song Purple Pills, which if you listen to the radio was Purple Hills because they don't want to
I
talk
don't
about
think I
pills.
realized it even said Purple Hills. I think we
Yeah.
just all thought it was Purple Pills. That's funny.
Yep. And just like Black Eyed Peas and Let's Get It Started from the same year because that's a funny thing.
What's it really say?
I can't say it here.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna. No, you're not. I'm not falling for your trap,
I'm
Alsman.
sorry.
I'm not
I just
falling
want
for
to
your
be
trap.
educated. This is editorial.
So if you think of the word started
Farted?
and not cool to say about somebody's mental or health like
Okay.
condition,
Got it.
but that's what it is.
Okay.
But when I went to the
That's
radio,
also mentioned in this song.
yeah, yes, it is. And then yeah, it was all that Black Eyed Peas song was also used for the entire NBA playoffs that year. As Let's Get It Started. And Aaron Newert in the summer of 2020 later on will make a great joke about that. So I'm not going
Ah,
to spoil it.
okay.
Um, yeah, but yeah, so where are you at with Eminem and all this? Did you know D12 or were you listening to all of it?
I I was an Eminem fan. I didn't really understand him joining D12 or that he was I just thought Eminem with D12 versus the band was D12 and Eminem was in it. So I guess I just didn't even understand. Um, and again, my
It's his
boyfriend has to
Detroit
like teach
crew.
me everything. Like
Just
he's like, oh my gosh, because I'm talking about we're doing this. He's like, all right, here's the deal, and he's giving me the history, and I was like, all right, because back in the day, you had to go by what they would say on the radio
mm-hmm.
or like on TRL in 2004. We didn't just I mean, you might Google stuff, but you would pull it up on Napster and download
LimeWire,
it or
LimeWire.
whatever, and
Yeah,
it would just say like D12 and Eminem probably,
right.
and it would have both names because that's how you were searching for it. So I don't know. I just assumed it was D12 was the band, and then Eminem was singing with the band
Oh,
D12.
gotcha,
You know what I
gotcha.
mean?
Yeah,
So it makes a lot more sense. Again, I'm very ignorant to
yeah,
all of that.
yeah.
Um, but
Eminem's a
it's
guy
Eminem, so
couldn't get away from. Like he was good. Like even if you're like, oh, I don't like, yeah, damn it, there he goes again. He's good. He's good. You know, like that was kind of thing. Like he sounded different than everybody else. He would have stuff that would just make you go, okay.
right.
His D12 stuff's a bit more clowny. Like not the Eminem stuff
I
wasn't
love it.
clowny,
I
but like
love it
it's
though.
fun. It's funny. It's fun. Um, and it's funny how like serious a guy he comes off, and then you see some of his music and stuff is like all this playful, funny stuff. Like
Hmm.
it's weird that he has, you know, he's a different guy now than he was back then, but like back then he had a lot of problems with, his attitude, and his home life was not apparently the greatest.
Right.
But with his wife or ex-wife or something, and yeah, so just kind of interesting. And D12 was fun. They had some nice guys in there. I don't know if I ever bought any of their solo stuff, but I liked them with Eminem. They did nice things. Come in for a verse or two and do that. So this music video is directed by Philip G. Atwell and Eminem. Atwell, he did second unit directing on the National Treasure movies, and did all Eminem's videos and a lot of 50 Cent's videos. Did episodes of The Shield, and directed the movie War, starring Jet Li and Jason Statham, which is a giant bomb when it came out. So there was that. Music video begins by showing us the rest of D12 looking through the window of a door to find Eminem receiving a massage, which is similar to the song's preceding skit on the album called Dude. The track is called Dude, and then it comes to shots of Eminem in a limousine while the others are forced to wait for a bus. And the whole song's context is picked up from there. Later scenes include Bizarre attempting to get in shape, which is a parody of 50 Cent's Into Club video, if you
Hmm.
remember that. Bizarre and a small person spoofing um, fellow Michigander Kid Rock. And Bizarre in the background of Eminem's Lose Yourself and Superman music videos. The entire band performing a boy band style song while dressed like Backstreet Boys, and a reenactment of Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction with Bizarre as Janet and Eminem as Justin Timberlake. Video was nominated for a Video of the Year, Best Group Video, and Best Rap Video at the VMAs, but went home with none. And at this VMAs, Eminem mooned the crowd during a performance at the MTV Movie Awards. Part of it, and someone forgot to put the blur on it. I guess that was a controversial thing. What did you think of the video?
I loved it because there's so much going on. And it started, I watched the explicit version.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some titties. And I was like, oh geez. I'm not used to seeing that. Like, I guess I didn't expect that for a 2004 video. But it started off with him in a tanning bed. See, because everyone in 2004 was in a tanning bed. And I
All
was
the
like, and
rage.
knows what it was. And knows what it's about. But it was very funny. It's just how he's the star. He's the lead singer. It doesn't matter. Hilarious. Everyone, girls throwing all their panties and like the bras at him on stage. It's like he's getting bombarded with them. I think it was a very funny music video. I love that he also dressed up like in drag as women when like as himself being like, always love you, you're the lead singer, blah blah blah. And like, I don't know. He Eminem stuff just makes me laugh, like the whole video. And then the song itself, like even at the end, the salsa, my salsa
Yeah.
thing. I was like, what the heck? What the heck is he what's going on?
I think
I
it's
don't even
supposed to be
remember that.
it's a
But
riff on My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard.
that's see, thank you.
Which I,
Love
I
that.
I was like, what is with the, and I looked it up. So don't
Okay.
I didn't just
I was like,
I just be
yeah,
like, I am full of this knowledge. I looked it up, I'm like, oh, okay, this part makes sense now.
I loved all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny
Um,
video. So what were you say? Did you have more? I jumped it. I said,
oh no, I just think it's really funny. It's so because even when I would sing that song, I don't think I even realized the story behind it in 2004. You know what I mean? Like you
mm-hmm.
hear it, you just go along with it. But then when you watch the actual music video, and I don't think I ever saw the music video before, at least I don't remember. Um,
I couldn't think of it when I was doing this, and then I pulled it up and I'm like, I think I vaguely remember this video. I remembered the salsa part when
yeah,
that was familiar, and then him in the tanning bed was familiar, or not, him getting the massage was familiar, but like
right.
other stuff I didn't remember, but
I don't
I
know
was like,
why I
okay,
didn't.
I saw this in passing at some point.
The story definitely makes sense. The music video helps the story make sense and
Hmm.
listen to the words, unlike, some music videos, which I'm not gonna lie, after watching this one music video, I just let the YouTube go and I
Yeah.
watched more Eminem
Yeah,
videos.
this will get you down a rabbit
And I
hole.
was like, this is fantastic. I was transformed, or what do we call it? Like taken
Transported?
back in. Thank you.
There we go.
I was
That's what I'm here for.
transported and transformed back in time to 2009 after this with the I know I'm jumping ahead. This is what is it? The summer 2004 at 15. No, wait, it'd be
20.
2009 at 15. So this is 2004 at 20.
Okay.
So, but I was watching the 2009 video of like him, the We Made You, the
Oh
rock
yeah.
star song. Oh my gosh, every freaking pop culture reference was in that music video. So it kind of backed up. Holy, like everything he did was just so good during that time. It's like, I'm going to take the entire year's references and throw them into the song or like sneak everything in, just like how he did for my band. So
Hmm.
yeah, with the Kid Rock or the girls dressing up, and one of them I felt like well, I don't know if he was ever making fun of Britney or Christine in that video though.
Yeah, I mean there was he had done that in one of them before, but like he did like I think I like about him is he seems like this guy that would be this like I'm too cool for a lot of stuff, but then he's dressing up like two women in this and playing
Yeah,
them like as I'm like, okay, this guy's game for anything. Like he's up like he'd probably be a good Saturday Night Live host because he'd
yeah,
be up for whatever they do. I don't think he's hosted Saturday Night Live. I think he's only musical guest before. Can't
yeah.
remember.
He's willing to make fun of himself
Yeah, he's got
as
like
much
no
as
ego. Like I feel like he'd be like weird comparison, but like Blake Shelton when he went on Saturday Night Live and he was just like game for everything. Like there was nothing that he was too big for in a sketch. And I was like, I don't know much about Blake Shelton, don't like his music, but I was like, you know what? I like him as a host on Saturday Night Live. That was fine. Josh Brolin, same way when he was on recently this year. Just up for like, you know what do you need me for? I'm gonna give
right.
it 150,000%. So I feel like Eminem's that same way. And his other D12 guys are kind of that way too. I mean, the big guy Bizarre with his shirt off throughout and make fun of his side. Like they have they're almost like stand-up comics as rappers,
Yeah,
D12. And Eminem almost to a degree too, but that's kind of like they feel like they're like these are like comedy songs and sketches in the rap world, but still pass as cool rap songs at the same time,
because they're
sort of.
so catchy.
Yeah.
Like they're just, I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know if it's Eminem's voice, how it's sometimes whiny or like
Yeah.
whatever it is, but like I love it. And then yeah, the D12 as a group or as the band, just goes really well together. I
Yeah.
love stories. Tell me a story, make me laugh. Like
Yeah.
that's all I want in life.
Yeah, this one's definitely like very lyric to visual what
Hmm.
they do for a lot of this, but there's a lot of the parody stuff as well, which I believe that's, what the song is about, being a band where the front man always gets the attention and the other guy's like, "Hey, we work really hard too, if not harder." Yeah, like
Hmm.
that's kind of the idea here with that. And the fact that they could make a song like this uh, shows that there's good vibes throughout this group.
Right.
And they have that's funny, or they have a really dark twisted way of expressing themselves. One of the two. But like yeah, I think that, and then they would make a video doing all that. Like remember, no doubt did no Don't Speak, which is the dark version of what this is, if you think about it, because
Oh
don't
wow.
that video Don't Speak is very much same thematics here, but this is like a comedic take on that sort of thing, because that one was all about like Gwen Stefani getting all the hubbub and things like that, and it's a good music video, but this is like a comedic, yeah, very comic version of it. And even the way he sings the chorus too, it's like
Hmm.
it's funny. It's like I'm not taking this shit seriously, and it's funny. Like it's just like yeah, this is if you were like yeah, I got this comedy rap album, but no, this is sold as a serious rap album, but it's very comedic.
Yeah.
And this was their last album. I think one of them died, and they just never did anything else. Can't remember which one.
Like, was it proof? Prof? Oh God, hold on. I think someone might have accidentally killed someone, and then somebody might have accidentally or on purpose killed them back, and
Oh, okay.
there might have been some stuff. I don't know if
Okay.
it's an unsolved mystery. Maybe it's already been solved. There might have been some killings.
Gotcha.
Sorry. That was a downer. Man, don't you love Eminem though?
We started with our reference to our forensic files
I
conversation
know.
before this. People are like, why don't they record what's before? I'm interested in that. So
Yeah, I don't even know what all happened. I just started reading. I was like, what? It's like I got excited about the band. I'm like, and it's gone. Oh,
yeah, it's like,
okay.
what happened to that D12? Oh,
Sorry. I was late to the
oh,
party. But again,
Um,
Eminem had an iPod, just a little iPod in the very beginning. I
yeah.
was like, oh, dang, that's like first generation. That was
You-
before I even had one because I didn't get one till going to college, like summer of '05. So the next year I got one. So
He had
that's
a
second gen, but
he did not have a Zune. That's so Eminem was hip.
man.
That yeah, those iPods. I had like my wife had like an old one I kept using for a while. put put stuff on it and use it. But yeah, those iPods. Now it's just our phone.
Yeah.
Yay.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the iPod. I
I
never like bought one really, but it's
I was
weird.
commuting. So I as one of my graduation gifts was as I would drive like a 45, 50 minutes to school, I get to
Hmm.
have music on the
Oh,
iPod.
you did not stay
That's
on campus?
not the first semester.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I moved on campus.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But it was, it kind of started to take the place of CDs a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, God, I feel like such an old person, like a back when we had CDs that we could put them on this little digital thing.
Did I tell you it was a big moment for me when I got my my car I drive now and there was no CD player nor a possibility of one for it.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, man, it's like, oof, okay. And they're like, you can get a portable disk drive and plug it into the USB and use it. I'm like, yeah, and bounce around. Yeah, that's they're like, no, you can build a mount on them. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing all
A
that.
lot
It's
of work.
over. It's over. But I do rip my discs to like FLAC files and put them on so they do have a better quality than listening to streaming. So
Yeah.
I do that. Because I'm old and I'm stuck in my ways. So yeah, but all good. And I still listen to radio like an old man.
Hey,
But
man, it's free. It's for the public.
it is free. It is free. It's not bad
Can't beat
either.
it.
It's not bad either. So um yeah. Yeah, I support radio. I have Jessica on, so I support
That's
radio. That's
right.
right. That's right. I totally support radio. Um, as a podcaster. Uh, this is what it's like when worlds collide. That was a Power Man 5000 song from around this time.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, yeah.
All I know is I appreciate you doing these this whole summer series so
Yeah.
much because again, as we are getting older, it's fun to go back in
Yeah.
time and just kind of relive it. And it's been so long since it's been a long time since I've heard the song My Band.
Yeah, I
And at
forgot it
first I'm like, wait a
existed.
minute. And then I heard it, I'm like, oh my God, I already knew the chorus, but I didn't even know what I was singing. Because again, it's one of
Hmm.
those things just like ingrained in your brain and
Right.
you rattle it off and then you see the actual story in a music video and it's like, oh, okay. So thank you for taking us all on
Yeah.
this rabbit hole journey back in time and hopefully rediscovering more movies and songs that we might have missed out on
Yes.
back then. Except what was the one before Off the Lip from a couple of weeks ago or a few
Yeah.
weeks ago? Maybe we can skip that one. Don't have to go back and
There you go. Yep. Nope.
watch that one. But
No, you don't. We watched it, so you don't have to. That's what
I
that one
appreciate it. And
falls under
that's
that category.
why you are a hero. So
Hero.
thank you.
Very much so. All right, well that's it for you for summer 2004, Jessica. So you put in your time and you'll be back in the future, obviously. So where can people keep up with you and your things?
Uh, Follow me on Instagram. Let's be buddies at Jessica Alsman. It's ALSMAN, and then on X, if you will, at JN Alsman, and heard on the radio on the Bob and Tom Show Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, and also on YouTube. You can find the Bob and Tom Show.
All right, excellent. I am on the socials at Brandon4KUHD. Please show up to PopCon Louisville if you want. It's at the end of August, and I am running the podcast stage. So if you're interested in being a part of that, if you have a podcast, I would like to do a live show. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to see your show. So sign up and we'll talk. We'll see if there's a spot for you on there, or if you're just interested in coming to PopCon, go to popcon.us. And Monday, I'm back, and Scott, Aaron, and we are going to talk about what movies are we going to talk about? I'm very poorly planned. Monday, another Jake Gyllenhaal classic, Donnie Darko.
Woohoo, that's a good one.
Right. Control Room. It's a documentary. Badass, which was a limited release, and the big one, a Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So that's all that is on Monday, as the summer of 2004-20 continues.
The summer of 2004